Today we're going to learn about how Marko went from pawning his wife's jewelry to owning multiple properties and how select group of students will make over $500,000 next year. If this interests you, make sure you tune in to this episode of the Modern Wealth Podcast. Welcome to the Modern Wealth Podcast, where we aim to empower, enrich and evolve your lives. Every week we invite guests who will share their stories on how you can be financially more wealthy, physically more wealthy, spiritually more wealthy as well, all these different aspects. And today we have a very, very special guest. I'm very, very excited to have him. You know, he's my property mentor, a person who has taught me so much about, the world of investing in all sorts of properties. He's a guy who has really, truly inspired me in his journey. Literally coming up from rags to achieving multi-millions with property. And, I'm very, very sure you guys are going to be entertained. You guys are going to be inspired. You guys are going to be able to laugh, cry through this episode. And, without further ado, let me invite my guest, Marko, onto this episode of the Modern Wealth Podcast. Welcome, Marko.
Thank you for inviting me, Rash. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming aboard.
Thank you.
I recently attended Marko's program. After many years of watching, being friends and everything, I decided, I want to take that step to actually come. And actually, before I start asking you questions, let me just share with you the reason why I did it.
Okay.
So the reason why I did it was because I was just very tremendously impressed by the number of lives that were changed.
Yeah.
By the number of people who went from literally working in normal jobs to becoming, landlords who are just collecting passive income. And it's not just one or two cases,
No, it's not.
You have, hundreds of people who have achieved complete freedom.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, there is something that these people know that a lot of people must know.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And, I was just very, very, very impressed. And I told myself, wow, if Marko can change so many lives, I want to know the secret sauce, right? So I went to the class, and to be honest, guys, I was mind blown, right? I had many limiting beliefs that got smashed. Even at whatever level I'm at as well. I got so many beliefs that got shattered. I was like, wow, this is possible, right? So I always believe in continuous learning.
Yes.
I always believe, you don't know what you don't know.
Correct.
Right? And I was very, very impressed. I loved it so much. Right? So, man. So today, guys, we're going to dive deep into the strategies. We're going to dive deep into his mindset. We're going to dive deep into exactly how he started.
Yes.
Right? So I can't wait for this episode. Marko, sorry, I talked too much already.
No problem. Go ahead.
So,
Yes.
Come, for the guys who don't know you, can you please introduce yourself, share a little bit about who you are, and what you do today?
Okay, Hi guys, my name is Marko and I'm a grandfather today, yes. I'm hitting 60s very soon.
Cannot be lah, don't bluff.
Yes, I am. Born in a rental flat. It's very tiny with more than 10 members in the flat. And then I'm sick of being poor, so got myself out of rat race. After achieving financial freedoms, it's very lonely because among all your friends, you're the only guy that has big cars, big house. And so comes a calling to make friends rich. And that's how it started.
Wow.
That's why it's called Marko and Friends. It's never called Marko and Customer. Never. It's always Marko and Friends. Because we are looking for people who can be friends. Let's get rich and let's impact the world. Of course, do more charity and do more good things.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Marko, you always talk about this so much to me. You always tell me, Rash, I really want to impact more people. More people, right? Share me and let's work together to impact more people.
Yes.
Why is that such a strong thing for you?
Our country make it very easy for an average Joe to create multiple streams of income. And with that, live a better life. However, there's so much wrong information in the market, so much wrong mindset that we are given that makes it so difficult. This is why we are probably the fastest school making people jobless. with income, yes. Yes.
It's interesting, your mindset is very different.
Yes.
Right? Like, people will say, Singapore, wow, most expensive city, government, so many problems, and all these things.
Correct.
But then you are telling me a completely different thing. You're telling me that our country creates so many ways in which you can create multiple streams of income. Are you serious?
Yeah. You look at it now. People who are very rich, obviously they know something we don't know, yes?
Yes.
And if the very rich people wants to be in Singapore, why do you think they want to be? So there must be something there to look at. Now the average Joe, average guys on the street will look for properties, cheap properties to buy. And hence they go overseas. But in Singapore, properties are actually cheap if you know how to buy. And nobody is teaching much on this. So in our school, we cover all 4 kinds of properties. Yes, we got resi, we have office, we have shop houses, and we have factories. And that makes it so easy to create multiple streams of income. But if you ask the average property agent out there, most of them just do resi properties. And our government has very good rules to make sure resi is affordable. And therefore, investing in resi is on the way out. And leaving the other 3. And we are the only guys in Singapore that talks about all 4 segments and how to mix and match like a buffet to get out of rat race and then to become rich and then to help the world and then to live a better life.
Wow.
Yes.
And you've managed to achieve that yourself, in a amazing way.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
yeah.
I want to dig deep into how it was possible. Let's go back into your story. So you were talking about how you were in a rental flat.
Yeah.
With 10 members.
yes.
Literally queuing up to shit in the morning, right?
Yes.
And how do you see? It is true that the rich become richer. They teach their children about becoming rich and all
Correct.
that, right? But you didn't have that.
No, we don't have that.
So how did you, break out? You didn't have the right environment. You didn't have the right surroundings, right?
Yeah.
So what was it that caused you to say, I want to get out? What was the triggering factor?
Yeah, so in every family, there'll be a black sheep.
Sure.
And I'm the black sheep.
Okay.
Yes, and while my sisters and brothers are good students in school, I am always the troublemaker in school because I couldn't fit into the school system. I could understand the subject, I could answer, but I just couldn't score A's. I do not know why. And so when I come out, while they all pursue government jobs and steady income, I pursue the path of an entrepreneur. And entrepreneur is all about banging walls because there's no mentors. Whatever you read on the newspaper, whatever someone told you to do, you think that guy knows something better than you, and you do. And eventually you just hit so many walls and you become broke. You become broke in spirit, broke in money, and broke in energy, and broke in relationships with people I love.
Yeah.
And that's where everything starts crashing down and you start to wonder, maybe I wasn't meant for the system. Maybe there must be something that I can do well. And when you're sick of being poor, you'll be rich. That's what I did. And I'm so sick of being poor.
Wow.
Having $2 in the bank and no money for milk powder for my 2 young boys who are toddlers, and asking my wife to pawn all her wedding jewelry. And that's terrible, And then after that, no more money, and then asking her to go to clinics to beg for milk powder sample to feed my 2 young boys.
Wow.
And the young boys, the young toddlers, changing milk powder for them, it's not very healthy for them. They vomit, they develop rashes, they constipate. And there's a lot of hate in myself.
So this was you all the way until your 20s, 30?
No, that was me. Yeah, correct. Until we got married, then we have kids. It's like, after school, find a job. Go to the army, find a job, get married, have kids. Exactly what people say I do, right? And I start a business, and then that's so terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, so terrible.
What was your first breakthrough per se, right? When you decided, okay, I don't want to be living in this poverty cycle. What was it a summation of small things over time, or was there a particular breakthrough that you had?
The breakthrough was I attended a course called Money and You.
Okay, Money and You, tell me about it.
And Money and You taught me to stop being stubborn.
Okay.
So I've been building the company about 12 years of my life, but it get nowhere. So in Money and You, it became clear that this company will not get anywhere. So after I attended Money and You, within about 2 months, I closed up the company because I believe that's the wrong thing to do.
What was this company?
It was a robotics company. It was a robotics company that helps to make pagers, Walkman, Discman, CD player, dishwasher, and giant TV. Not this giant TV, but that kind of giant TV.
Okay.
So in those days, a lot of these products were made in Singapore. 7 out of 10 hard disks, 7 out of 10 hard disks used around the world were made in Singapore then.
Wow.
Yeah, electronics market, hard disk market is a very competitive thing. And 1996, 97, we saw a big chunk of them moving out of Singapore. And that's why I attended Money and You. I got clarity. I quit the job. I didn't quit the job. I closed down the company. And I started to work for other companies like the Americans. And then with that, salary was easy. I'm able to give my family a good life. But at the expense of time that I don't have.
So correct me if I'm wrong. So the skill set that really helped you was in sales, right?
Sales and street smart.
And being street smart
Yes,
as well, right?
being street smart. So you can travel around the world and not get in trouble.
Very, very important.
Yes.
That's a very, very important skill set to have as well.
Yeah, but
be
how to
able
teach that? I'm not sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But that was something that you built to be able to scale your income first.
Yes. So once I scale my income, I'm able to give my family a good life, bringing them to a bigger flat and then into a penthouse condo and then into a landed property. But all these come at the expense of time and relationships with people I love. And
Give them some context. I think people understand traveling.
Yeah.
How much time do you spend on the road, on the plane?
Oh, I tell you, man. I was so proud of myself in the wrong way, man. Hotels like Sheraton will give me VIP card. That means that I can walk into Sheraton anytime and they without booking, and they got to give me a room, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Or I pay standard price and they upgrade me to a junior suite. I got a VIP card with Holiday Inn. So these two chains, I'm the top tier. In Singapore Airlines, I'm the top tier. Credit card, I have all the nice credit card. I spend 3 weeks a month overseas. I spend more time holding my luggage than holding my wife's hand.
Wow.
So much so that I can give them a good life. I can give people I love a good life. But I am not very welcome at home. You come back home and then I come back home and I saw many things that I don't like to see, and I will start scolding, I will start commenting, and the children getting used of not having me around start to want me not to be around.
Wow.
And that's where you got another hit in the face again, another punch in the face. It's like if I don't change, I'll be in deep shit.
How old are your kids back then?
Oh, they are teenage.
Already,
Yeah.
Wow.
And I noticed this, and I must say this. Out of 10 person who travel like me, Singaporeans, 5 will end up in divorce.
Wow.
So I saw my peers going through that relationships issue, and I told myself that, no, man, I can't let this happen. So I quit, and I became jobless for 1 year. But with my savings and my sales commission that's able to give me a good life for 1 year, I stay at home, I force myself into their lives and be connected again. That wasn't easy because there was a lot of self-hammering. Why me? I start a business, why fail? I got money, why no time? I got money, why no relationship? So now I got time, I got no relationship, no money. It's a terrible thing to be in. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's something that a lot of people in Singapore can relate to as well, right?
I think so. A lot of my friends are going through that. Yeah, and you know that doesn't work. Something got to change. Yeah, and so we start to ask people who are smarter than us. How do you get out of rat race? And everybody say, make your money work hard so you don't have to work hard. Yes? So I say, that's great. Buy properties. Buy where? And then everyone will tell you, Marko, easy. Property is about 3 things only. Location. Correct or not?
Yes,
have you heard of that? Correct.
All the time.
Yeah. But then when you ask them, where's the location? They are all blank in their face. Actually, they don't know shit, man. And that's where I realized that I have to learn. I have to learn. So I paid a lot of money to attend courses.
Yep.
So in Singapore, whenever there's a property coach talk about property investing, I'll pay money to attend.
Yeah.
So I'll attend all the schools in Singapore, and then we rent our schools. We'll go to Malaysia to attend. We'll go overseas to attend. And everyone taught us something. But not everything that they teach we can use. Yes, because everybody's situation is different. And so with all this yong tau hu, buffet, chap chai peng, all add together, we make into our own dish. And our own dish create magical results for me and Jill. And we are able to create passive income. And then eventually I went back to work, but this time I took an easier job, which is a job that has less travel, less salary, and I used the pay slip to buy and buy and buy. And that got us out of rat race. And enough is enough.
So you talk about the magical payslip.
Yes.
Tell me about this magical payslip and what it can do.
The biggest myth that most Singaporeans have was that they say, hey, Marko, you need a lot of money to buy properties. That's so not true. The payslip is the one that got me more properties than money. When you don't have money, you only need two things. You need ideas and you need relationships. Right, so that will cover your money part. But to buy a property, you need a loan. So I take a loan because I got payslip. And with that, we bought like 5, 10, 15. At about 15 properties, we are out of rat race already. We are living a good life. Our cars, our holidays, our expenses are all paid by local properties.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, so why do we start teaching? When friends come to our house and friend says, something is wrong about you. I said, what's wrong? He said, well, we are all in the same trade. Our business are going down. Our commission is going down. Our sales are going down. Our lifestyle is going down. But you seem to go up and up and up. So what do you do? So I told them, say, I buy properties. And some of them who are curious, I taught them how to buy step by step. And some of them got up.
Wow.
And then there are those who will laugh at me, remember my mistakes, and remember my bad grades in school. They say, you can't make it, I will learn from you. I said, that's fine, it doesn't matter to me. But those that believe in us, and strangely, it's the strangers that believe in us. Our close friends will laugh at us because my close friends remember all the mistakes I made in school, my childhood, in my career, and they say, you can't make it. But strangers, for some reason, believe in me. And that is like the wind beneath my wings. And with that, I'm able to go higher and bring my new friends higher.
Beautiful, beautiful. So amazing.
So amazing, right?
Yeah. So, no, it's very true as well, right? Even in my own career, my own life as well, I always notice that, right, how your strangers will, come and support you and everything, but sometimes your closest people will tend to... Right, it's an interesting dilemma, but that's the world we live in.
I mean, like, I guess it's just society that we are in, right?
Yeah. So let's talk about properties, right? So, what was the initial first pot of gold or that first, passive income that you thought, hey, wow, this really works.
Yeah.
Let me start expanding. Was it through residential? Was it through, what was it through?
Well, we follow many people, right, in Singapore.
Yeah.
I mean, before we attended courses, it's like, if you got money, what's the first property you buy? Condo, right? Condo. So you bought a condo in Bukit Timah that's freehold near all the good schools, and we got problem renting it out, we got problem selling it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I realized one thing was in 1996-97, when the economy was moving out, when the manufacturing was moving out, I was in a factory. So I was renting a factory from JTC, and JTC said that if I can't pay, they will chase me out.
Okay.
But I said, look, sir, I've left $3,000 and that's all I have for my family to use. He said, well, I don't care. You have to pay or you get out. That's where I start to realize that, man, landlord is a good job, yeah? Economy good, economy bad, they must collect their rent. And it's in a factory. Then I start to notice, I look around, my customers are in the factory. My friends who are suppliers to the same customer, they are also in the factory, and many of them are in the same spot for the last 10, 20 years, and they cannot shift because they got all these heavy machines that whenever they shift, they got to get realignment and all that. They can't. The big factories can shift anytime because they have the money. But the smaller ones and the medium enterprise, they don't shift very often because shifting costs money because of all the machines. So I said that one day, I'm going to own many factories.
Okay.
And that's how it started. We started by buying factories.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's very interesting how every time a challenge,
Yeah.
a point where it's very, very tough for me, how that turns into opportunity.
Correct.
How you see that as what can I do from this?
Correct.
So the time where you didn't have money and you got chased out, person was chasing you out, you use that as a fire behind your butt to tell yourself, walao, one day I'm going to own all these factories.
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Walao, it's crazy, right?
So if you look at money and you, and if you go deeper into the course, that could be actually the universe way of telling our life path, right? So they keep narrowing your path, narrowing until your back is against the wall.
Yes.
It's either you go through and become a bigger version, or you back out, chicken out.
Yeah.
But the moment I chicken out, again they will keep backing in. You just have to face the wall again. That's why there are so many friends I have that never break through. Every time they hit the wall, they'll back out. And then they'll do something, they'll hit the wall, they'll back out. They'll do something, hit the wall, back out. The universe is telling us, push through, man. The only way is through it.
Through it,
Yeah, the only way is through it. Yeah. And that's so real. That's so real. And once you go through it, and you have done that too, right?
Yes.
The whole world opens up. A whole world of possibility opens up. Yes.
Interesting.
And then after that, you still get squeezed again, and then you go through again, and this is beautiful, man.
So, I want to dive deeper into that.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people who attend a lot of courses,
Yes.
spend so much money,
Yes.
and then they see their lives never changing.
Yes.
Right?
Oh, yes.
Hey, 10,000 here, 5,000
Yes.
here. Rash, I spent so much money. Wallah,
Yes.
I tried so many things.
Yes.
Property, stock,
Yes.
crypto, whatever.
Yes.
But I do not see any change.
Yes.
What's the reason?
Not enough persistence, maybe.
Not enough persistence?
Yeah. So knowledge is rubbish if you don't apply.
Yeah.
Knowledge is just rubbish. I mean, it's happy. You pay money, stay in the class, learn new things, very happy. But if you don't apply,
what's the point?
nothing. It's like cup noodle, right? Everything prepared for you. All you need to do is to pour hot water, stir and eat.
Yeah.
But people just don't pour hot water, they don't stir, they don't eat. So the cup noodle is there.
Or sometimes when they apply, they face some resistance.
Yes.
And then that also cannot work.
Correct. Or of course, there are some fake coach out there teaching some rubbish things. Of course, there are too. But the reason why Marko and friends have more success rate is that we have a community and we consistently support. Any students who join us will be put into a 1-year program where any questions you ask, only 4% could answer. That's me, my wife, Louisa, and Ju Hong. So all 4 of us, if we combine together, we probably got 150 properties, maybe 200 too. I lost count. So we all came from rental flats, and we all make our life into good. We all get rich through this way.
Okay.
So we have a lot of experiences, a lot of story to share, and I make it a point that whenever I go for courses, I'll bring my partners along so that we keep upgrading the knowledge in our head.
Wow.
And some courses we attend was for the sake of our participants. We will ask the teacher. I said, Teacher Alan, can you teach me how to make my students reach faster? How to create an environment where they dare to face the barrier and break through it. So there are some teachers out there that are very good at this. And we learn from there and we implement that in schools, in our own school. And this is how our students break through faster. This is how our students are able to achieve financial freedom in 3 years, 5 years, some as fast as less than a year.
Yep.
It all depends on your drive.
Sure.
You know, when you are broke and you're back against the wall and they say, shit, I'll try everything. You know, like the guy who comes and take credit card loan just to pay for the school fees, that guy chances of success is 90%.
Wow.
Because he's back against the wall.
Back against the wall.
Yeah.
When you have no choice, the only way is through. Then
Yes.
you get through.
And the guy who is rich and then they come just to make a few good friends and all that. Usually they will come and they will go.
Yeah.
You won't see much changes in them. Yeah.
Wow, incredible. But it's so true, right? It's so true.
Yeah.
When you have no choice, but to do it,
Yes.
you will do whatever it takes.
Correct.
Right? You will
Correct.
do whatever it takes. You'll find a way to make it work for you.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Very, 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 very true. I've seen that even in my own community as well.
Yes.
There are people who have, whose backs against the wall.
Correct.
They really must make it work. They'll find a way through.
Correct.
Right.
And the guy who can back out will find ways to back out.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they'll blame the teacher, they'll blame the society, or they blame their lifelines. I'm not rich enough. I'm not meant to be rich. I'm meant to be poor for the rest of my life. That's so not
complete
good.
rubbish.
Yeah, to me that's rubbish. Yeah.
Complete rubbish.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your students who achieve that freedom in 3 to 5 years, right? So people see it online, they get very skeptical. Wow, I own 10 properties, I own 15 properties. How is that possible? Wow, there's ABSD, 10 property. How can you do it? Employees, I only earn $4,000 a month. How is that even possible?
Yeah.
Right. So for the people who are very skeptical and don't think it is possible, how is it possible?
Well, if you're like them, skeptical about this, believe me, all the students that come to my class that are successful, they are skeptical in the first place. They will tell me that I call you a scam once upon a time, Mark. I'm sorry. I say, it's okay, it's fine. Our society makes it so difficult for us to get rich because if you read the newspaper, it's all about publishing scams.
Yep.
And 90% is scam. They talk about success only very little.
Yep.
And the success of the guys they talk about usually come from nicer family in life. And so you can call me anything, it's okay, but give yourself a chance. I have met a lot of people from average Joe, some of them bankrupt, some of them bankrupt plus criminal.
Wow.
And I've helped them to create multiple streams of income for them to live a better life.
Yep.
So it is not about what you have, it's not about what you have done. It is more about what are you going to do. Your history doesn't affect me. What you don't have doesn't affect me. Are you resourceful? Are you serious about getting rich? And if you are, we can work together. That's all. That fire in the eye, that's all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very, very true, right? How resourceful you are.
Right? Correct.
I love this quote by Tony Robbins, right? It's not about the lack of resources.
Yes.
It's about your lack of resourcefulness.
Yes.
Right? Which is a beautiful quote, and it's
Correct.
so true, right?
Yeah.
How resourceful are you to want to achieve your success?
Correct.
And the hungrier you are, the more success will come to you, lah.
Correct. And when look, when I left $2 in my name with 2 kids to feed, my wife and our parents, you have to be resourceful. You have to be resourceful.
You have to find a way.
Correct.
You have to find a way. So, but let's get back to the question, right? 8, 10 properties. How is it possible?
Why not? Why not? There are properties out there that you can start with as low as about 50, 60,000 capital.
Okay.
And that could be a good property for you.
Okay.
Like a few years ago, we bought a very small property, dirty, dusty, noisy factory in Jurong area, yes. We paid maybe about 300K, but we didn't pay 300K. We only paid down payment like 20%, yes. So that's about 60K. And every month we collect pocket money about $700.
Okay.
And the loan is being paid down by the tenant.
Yep.
And recently someone came and offered me higher price, and we sold, and we went to the law firm to collect a check back for 260K.
Wow.
Now, can that cover the university fees? Maybe a portion, but that's only in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you have a small capital to start up, that's how you do. So that small win will give me a lot of confidence.
Yep.
And with that, I will multiply. It's a bit like drug, maybe. Not that I do drug. It'll be additive, yes?
Yeah.
It'll be addicted to passive income so much that you want to do more and more and more. And there will come a time in your life where you don't need more, but you're still doing it. And this excess money can go to charity. So now you're investing for charity to make the world better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
So, so let's say, the biggest myth people have is this. I need money. I need a lot of money, right? If I don't even have 50,000 to my name, how can I even start, right?
Yeah.
Like Marko, you're talking about 20% down. Walao, properties nowadays 1 million. I need $200,000. I need $100,000.
Yes.
Where to find this kind of money? It's
Correct.
simple. As in,
Correct.
it's not possible for me, right?
Correct.
I think this is the biggest myth with property.
Correct.
And the biggest, it's true. It's a bigger ticket item.
Yes.
I need a lot of money. As in, how can people? Is this true that I cannot do it without a lot of money? And how can I go about doing it?
Oh, very simple. Now, if you have a good business idea, say for example, you have a secret formula to make a good bubble tea, yes?
Yep.
And then you want to set up shop for bubble tea, but you are broke. What will you do?
Find investors.
Correct. Yeah. Find investors, correct. You put together a business plan and you say, I'm going to do this, and I projected this, and this, and then can I borrow 50K from you? Correct or not?
Yeah.
And who is likely to lend you money?
The people who trust you lah.
Correct. So that's relationship. So it takes idea. So the idea is business, and the person who lend you money is relationships. Correct or not?
Sure.
So now, is it easy to raise 50,000?
For me, yes.
Yeah, okay. So yes, if you cannot, can you raise 25,000?
Sure.
So you need 2 good friends. If not, can you find 5 good friends and raise 10,000 each? And with that, you can form a business plan. And your business plan is not to start a bubble tea, which is quite difficult for me. For me, it's to buy a factory, rent to somebody, and then for the next 24 months, every month the money just come in.
Wow.
And
so
then,
essentially, is to form a partnership
correct.
with investors.
Correct.
Right? So you be the person who puts out the plan. Hey, this is basically the plan. This is exactly what you're going to do.
Correct.
This is the expected yield. Right?
Correct.
Would you like to partner together?
Correct. I'll be the person doing all the dirty work. I'll be doing all the heavy lifting. For you is to lend me money every month, every 6 months, or every year. We'll share the dividends, the excess rental profits, and then once we sell, this is your profit, this is mine. And if I'm jobless, I'll find a guy who has a job, and the guy who has a job usually too busy to find property. Yes,
of course.
Yeah, so his pay slip is very important. So his pay slip, you can go and take bank loans. So now bank loans is settled, cash is settled, all the dirty job is yours. And the dirty job is fun, it's very rewarding. And the guy who can find 1 property, can find 5 properties, can find 10 properties, can find 15 properties, and he will get out of rat race.
Wow.
Very, very fast and furious.
Fast and furious.
Yes, fast and furious. And the guy who's in the job will get paid a second stream of income. If the company downsize, he's not worried because he got second stream of income. Yes or no?
You know, the thing which I love about Marko's community, if anything of what he's actually sharing is of interest to you and you love the idea and hey man, I want to find out how I can structure this properly, the community is a beautiful place where you find like-minded people who understand the strategies, who understand the game plan, and who will want to collaborate, work together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I myself have received so many very, very good propositions
Correct.
from partners
who
are like, hey, let's work together, right?
Yeah.
This is the game plan, this is exactly what is actually projected.
Yeah.
Let's do it together, right?
Yeah.
So, it's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Again, the power of community, the power of collaboration, and the power of working together towards achieving a final goal.
Correct.
Right?
And it's so strange that in the recent year, we attracted many high net worth people.
Yes.
People who are like, if they tell me their number of properties, I was blown away. They have made their money in the maybe about in the 1980s and 1990s. So and then they come and then they are willing to lend out money to invest with the students. And then we got young people who are very energetic, who really want to get out of rat race, but they have no job, they have no money, and they partner together. And then we have some people who are employee and they couldn't quit their job yet. And so their pay slips, and we put the 3 parties together. We get them to go to a legal firm to draw a legal contract. Everybody know what their responsibility is, what's the objective. We saw so many success stories, so many.
Yeah. And it's one adult another, and that's how you do it.
Correct. And we saw their life change. And that's a very big reward to me.
Can you share maybe a story of maybe one of your students who went, I saw in your class there was this one lady who went from a HDB to living in Landlord in a matter of 2 years, retired with 18,000 in passive income. Tell us about the story about this person.
Okay, so there's a couple that came to class, right? And they work very hard, both husband and wife working, staying in the flat. And then they want to get out of rat race. Basically, no, sorry, let me take it back. They just want to stay in the condo. That's all they want. They think that if they can stay in the condo, life is great, right? And they went to meet their friends, their close friends who are property agents, very senior title. And the property agent do a calculation for them and say, hey, you can't afford it. Your whole life better just stay in the HDB flat. But they felt unbalanced. So they saw my advertisement, they came, and then they had a talk with me for a few minutes, and I asked them how much savings they have, what properties they have, and their income. I said, look, I can get you out in maybe less than 2 years. And, but you may need to sell your HDB flat because you may need to unlock the money from the flat. And so they were not happy. They went back, and then they had at home. This is what they told me. I said, they went back home and they said, didn't now hear, can I say that?
Sure.
I'm sorry, didn't now hear, I know this guy came and tell us to sell our flat. No, so they don't want. So they went back home and then they think about it and then they say, look, let's just pay some school fees and learn. Maybe that will change our life. And that's what she did. So they paid school fees, husband and wife attended, they took actions after that, what we recommend, and they moved from a HDB flat. And then they own 2 condos. One very new condo that was that's called the M at Middle Road. They got the cheapest unit at the M. I said someone up there must be blessing them. Everybody queue up balloting for the M condo, and they got the cheapest unit, which means that they can't lose money one lah. And then they with the other money they bought another condo that's very nice resale condo inside CBD, and then they rent out. They collect rental. Then they bought a few more factories.
Wow.
And then with that, they have enough money to move to a landed property, renting a landed property in Bishan because they want their children to study in good school. And then the mother keep on working on it, and then she got more than enough passive income, and the mother quit. So now the mother could take care of her mother. Wow. And the children, and she has all the time in the world to take care of them and the husband. And everybody was very happy, very, very happy.
Wow.
And now we are guiding them to the next stage of their life, where they can now even own landed properties.
Wow.
Not just rent, but own landed properties. Wow. And there are some students ahead of them by 1-2 years, and they are already owning landed properties.
Wow, incredible.
So I think we must have moved about 200 families from a HDB flat to landed properties.
Beautiful, man, beautiful.
I know, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And you're telling me all of this is possible for a person who's working in a normal job.
Correct. The average Singaporean.
Average Singaporean.
Yeah.
Who, normal job, husband and wife in a normal HDB.
Correct.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah, because we have this thing called CPF.
CPF, yes.
Yes.
CPF.
Yes. So for them, they must sell the flat,
yes,
so that the money become liquid again,
yes,
and so that I can redeploy them,
yep,
and make them into a cocktail of properties.
Wow.
And now they own shop house, office, factory, and resi properties.
All together. Huh?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Incredible.
It's amazing. Incredible. I'm so proud of them.
Incredible.
And there are many such stories, many.
We'll dive deep into the myths, exactly what are the pitfalls and what you can expect in this journey. If this has interested you so far, make sure you like the video, make sure you comment down below and let me know what are some of your biggest lessons and learnings from Marko so far, and make sure you tune in to the second part of this episode. Alright, so so we talked a lot about the success, what you've managed to achieve, what your students managed to achieve. But I'm sure a lot of people want to know about downfalls.
Yes.
I think one of the biggest fears is this. Hey, if I make a property mistake, Marko, this will set me back a few $100,000. This might set me back a few $1 million. This might make my life go U-turn.
Yes.
Right? So there are some real actual worries that people actually have. What if I buy and then I cannot rent out? What jialat, man, I have to pay all this, this mortgage all the way through. I cannot start.
Yes.
Are there such instances that you went through before yourself? And maybe you can share with us some of your stories and pitfalls.
Oh yeah. So in the early days, I went to work for the Americans,
sure,
and then I get a lot of commissions, and there was no cooling measures in those days. A person can own as many resi property as you want. And so we were staying in a very big flat in Pasir Ris, and then we decided to buy a condo in Bukit Timah so that my children can go to good school, yes? And now tell me, now this condo is freehold. Is this good or bad?
Sure, fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. Freehold is good, right? It's in Bukit Timah, good or bad. It has private lift,
Wow.
right? It's designed by the same guy who designed Shangri-La Hotel.
Wow.
So it has waterfall. It has very nice. The pool is not square. The pool is like the waterfall coming down, and then it's like all the. So it's very, very cool. It has hot pool, cold pool. It even has a hot salt pool for people like me who got muscle ache soaked inside there, right? So imagine freehold, good location, good design. Tell me, will it be easy to rent out?
Should be very easy.
No.
Wow.
No, it was difficult to rent out. And then tell me, is it easy to sell?
Should be relatively transactions, no?
No. That's where the big lessons are. The big lessons are you follow the masses, you do what I think is correct, and you couldn't make money. And that's where you start to wonder, how? Based on the guidance by some experts, but still you can't rent, you can't sell.
Wow.
So that's where I realized that most agents are not investors. Most agents are property salesperson.
Okay.
To become an investor, you cannot learn from agent, or I cannot learn from agent. To become an investor, I must learn from investors. Yeah, so that's where I start to learn from investors. I start to look at properties differently. I will do a test before I buy them. So for example, a simple test, I'll place an advertisement, property for rent at this location, this size. If nobody calls me for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, do you think I'll buy the property? No, I wouldn't buy. That's a very real test, correct or not? And then if I buy a factory, same thing, I'll do a test again. But if I do a test and the phone keep on ringing and I get offers and all that, will you buy?
Of course you buy lah.
How many will you buy?
As many as
correct, also buy many, correct lah. So I always say in the class, if you make money through this place, keep buying this place.
Okay.
Make money here, then go buy overseas. Because overseas is another set of big problems, right? Now in Singapore, to make money through properties as an investor, you only need to do two things. Okay. Number one, you must buy the right properties. If you don't know how to buy the right properties, I can show you. I show you the checklist and all that. And this checklist is designed by me and my wife. Nobody in Singapore has this checklist. So you got different checklists for condo, factories, office, and shop houses. Yes.
Yep.
And then the other thing is that the second thing you must do is you must always vote the right party.
Sure.
Understand? Vote the right party. Why must we vote the right party is that, all the master plan in Singapore are decided by the government.
Yes.
So tell me, Resh, when the government say, I'll develop this town, was there a time they develop halfway, they dump it and don't do it anymore? Never, right? Whatever our government promise happens, correct?
Yes.
Now, but when you go overseas and buy properties, who decide on the master plan? Most of the time, it's not the government, it's a private developer.
Interesting.
And developer, can they go bankrupt?
All the time.
Correct. Can they do halfway and they say, I don't want to do here anymore because that side got better chances, and then they slow this down and they put their money there?
Sure.
All the time this happens. And that's how people are left stranded overseas, correct? No? Yeah. So this is what we see in Singapore. Now, the most challenging time came during COVID. But interestingly, COVID is also the most rewarding time. So let me explain to you. You and I owns about 50 factories, right, all across the island, and 2 tenants couldn't make it. 2. So 2 out of 50, okay, no?
Very good.
I think it's okay. Yep. So one of them was in bridal. One of them is in bridal gown business.
Yep.
So she has a shop in Orchard Road where the clients go there to sign up for the package, and then the clients must go to her factory in Ubi for them to measure up, size up. So they collected a lot of money for wedding. They sent the money to overseas to make the gown and the suit, right? And then COVID came and all wedding stops.
Wow.
So the money went overseas, factory closed down, disappeared.
Oh no.
People knock at her door, wants a refund. She doesn't have. So she closed down. Now, according to the law and the contract, I can sue her until I find the next tenants. But you got to know when to stop, yes?
Of course.
So I told my wife and I, we discussed and we said, look, she has given her best effort. We didn't come out too bad. We probably can find a tenant within the next 3 to 6 months, so we let her go. And she was grateful for that. The other guy that couldn't pay us rental was this guy is in construction, and then his employees, Bangladesh, all fell sick to COVID.
Oh, no.
So one batch sick, another batch recover, another batch sick. Basically, his work couldn't carry on, and he wasn't paid, and then he also entered into problem, and he owed us a lot of rental, and we decided to let him go because he has tried his best. So other than that, in COVID, we did very well. 48 units were rented. Those which are empty, we managed to find a tenant within 2 to 6 months.
Wow.
So we are okay. And plus, during COVID, our government says that property owners, if you have bank loans, you can delay paying them, or you can just pay a portion of the bank loan. And that helped us a lot because we pay little money to the bank and we still collect rental income, and we give discount to the tenant too. So in short, COVID was scary, but COVID made us richer. Yes, so COVID is probably the first crisis that we have gone through my whole life that makes me richer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so in a way, I'm looking forward to the next crisis.
Next crisis. Crisis always...
it doesn't come. Yes.
No, but crisis always brings opportunities for sure, right?
Only for the few whose eyes are polished and whose
heart is strong.
Yeah, heart is strong. Correct. So start small first and build up.
Your eyes are polished and your guts are strong.
Yes.
You know, this is something that I always tell my students as well, though. Like, I always tell them, your guts must be strong and your eyes must be polished. You must be able to see opportunities. When it's there, you must be able to see. When you can see, then that's when you what.
Correct. I mean, my eyes were polished in many crises before this, but my guts are not strong to go in. Yes. I mean, the classic story I always use is the chicken rice shop at Bendemeer, right beside the MRT. Yeah, the chicken rice is called Buntonki. And then during my poly days, that's 1980s, the same shop has been there till today. Now, right through how many crises is that? 1980s to now. Tons of crises.
So many.
A lot of crises. There was oil crisis in 80s. Then there's so many crises, right? Gulf War and all that. But the same chicken rice shop is still operating there till today. Now imagine if you're a landlord.
Wow, what man?
And then by now it's fully paid and you're collecting full rental. You took a loan from the bank and the tenant paid the debt and still got pocket money every month. And then after 20 years it's fully paid. Now you get full pay.
Literally.
So in my class I used to joke, the only job that pays you more salary when you become older is a landlord.
That's true.
Isn't that true?
That's true.
Yeah, because by then your loans are paid.
Crazy. Marko, I want to ask you a question, right? So, very important. Talking about eyes polished.
Yes.
We are heading into 2024.
Yes.
A lot of people are very curious and they want to dig your brains into what should I be looking out for in 2024.
Yes.
Interest rates, are they going to go higher? Are they going to go lower? Right? What should I be looking out for to invest in this year?
Yeah, so 2024 is going to be very exciting for those students who have been with me for 3 years. Their heart is probably stronger now, and then we are going to bring them to invest in commercial properties.
Okay.
Yeah, so from resi, industrials, all these are set up correctly. They will get passive income. And then commercial is where the currents are stronger, the returns are stronger. But the amount of loan you need to take, the property quantum is higher.
Okay.
So it's not for beginner, but for those who have been with me for 2-3 years who have the guts to carry on, I'm bringing them through this, and I'm telling them the average Joe that follows me in 2024 will probably make at least 500K that year.
Wow.
500,000. So it's faster stream. It is not meant for beginners. It's meant for those who have the abilities to see, to act, and to be able to sleep buying a property that is about 2-3 million each. Yes.
2-3 million commercial properties.
Commercial properties, correct. Not resi. Yeah, I don't teach people to speculate on resi. Yes. And interest rate is probably going down, which I like very, very much. And there might be some challenges in the horizons that give us pockets of opportunities. Yes. Whenever something happens overseas, people will be scared. People may fire sale the property, but the crisis overseas may not affect Singapore. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, there are 4 types of properties in Singapore. So the resi has gone up, factory has gone up, shop houses has gone up, office hasn't. So if office goes up, that means the 4 arrows are pointing up.
Wow.
Our country's economy will be very, very strong. And then we may have election in that year or the following year. And I believe that our country will do very well in this election because we are so well taken care of during COVID.
Yeah.
Strong government, strong mandate, strong economy,
Yeah.
landlord. Close one eye, 7 figures.
Wow.
That is exciting, 2024.
Very, very exciting indeed.
Yeah, for me and for the senior students, been me for about 3 years, we are going to reap a lot of money, make a lot of money, and then with that, we are going to put the money together and do something even bigger.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I ask, so what is your wider game plan, right? So, you have achieved your own financial freedom for your family, generational wealth, right? But what is the bigger game plan for you? What do you plan to build Marko and Friends to, or what's the wider vision?
Wider visions, first in Singapore, we must be able to establish a vehicle that will give us generational wealth.
Yes.
That means not wealth for me and my wife to use.
Yeah.
My kids are covered because they are investors now. Their children is covered because we already bought properties in my grandchildren's name.
Wow.
Now it's for my grandchildren's children.
Wow.
Maybe I have a chance to meet if God bless me.
Yeah.
And after that, probably difficult to meet.
Sure.
So I want to be able to guide everybody to create generational wealth.
Okay.
That means the poverty line of my family is
Eradicated.
terminated
Yes.
by me.
Awesome. Fantastic.
So that everyone after me will have food and roof, but not Lamborghini, not Ferrari. That is up to them. So they will have a flat covered, roof covered. They will have chicken rice, 3 plates a day covered.
Sure.
Other than that, whatever they want is their problem, not mine anymore.
Okay.
So that to me is generational wealth. Yeah.
Incredible. So that's for your family. What about your community-wise? What's the plan in that?
Yeah, so that's actually for the community.
Okay.
Because
Also for everybody. Okay,
I can't do it alone.
Cool. Yes,
so
absolutely.
for those who are interested and believe in me, who have made money using our system, they are believers.
Yep.
So for that, we have to group up.
Yep.
Again, we have to collaborate.
Sure.
We can't get rich alone. If you look at the rich never get rich alone. The big families, the big developer, they got rich because they collaborated too.
Absolutely.
So we need to collaborate to have that kind of power.
So
right?
true.
And then once we can do that, now next year I'm also spending more time speaking regionally.
Yep.
So I'm going to other countries to speak about how to make money through resale properties.
Okay.
The same theory that we use here that work. I've seen the same patterns overseas.
Yep.
But nobody is teaching that. Everybody is teaching how to buy new condo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. So, in the class, you also mentioned something very, very interesting. Today, nowadays, you see on your Facebook, you see ads all over. Invest in Dubai, invest in Cambodia,
Yes.
invest in Vietnam, for
Yes.
example. What has been your experience when it comes to investing and putting a whole chunk of money overseas? Because Singapore, no more opportunity. Too expensive.
Yeah. So about 2010, 2012, there were a lot of property gurus that came up in Singapore, and I attended all their classes, and they all sang the same song. Let's buy overseas because overseas is cheap. Let's buy a place that looked like Singapore in the 1970s. Yes,
Yeah.
I bought all those properties. Okay, and my properties are good one. Listed company, developer. Some can even see the Twin Tower walking distance. Some are really nice beaches.
How?
Cannot rent,
Wow.
cannot sell.
Serious?
Yeah. If it's freehold, it became a lifetime imprisonment.
Lifetime imprisonment.
Because freehold, right?
Of course.
Yeah, so I start to wonder what went wrong.
Is it you unlucky or you picked the wrong one or what?
I follow number one, I follow the coach blindly, and I think the coach is a property agent, so they probably have their own pocket
Commissions
line
and
with
all that
commissions,
lah.
correct or not?
Yes.
But to be fair, they also buy lah. So, I realized that in Singapore it's the safest because our government is transparent.
Yes.
Whatever they say,
Yeah.
it happens.
Yeah.
And if anything goes wrong to the property, I'm here.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, are you going to fly to overseas like UK when it's not rented out?
Yeah.
Are you going to fly all the way there
Yeah.
that when they don't pay you?
Yeah.
Are you going to rely on your agent
Yeah.
who may not serve you properly,
Yeah.
who may look down on you, or who may have a lot of holidays, or who may only want to work 8 hours a day and Saturday off and
Okay.
have his own belief?
Okay.
Here, if the agents don't support you, you can just drive down, knock at the door, and speak to a tenant. Hey, what's happening?
Yeah.
Right? Or if the guy says that there's many vacant units in the whole building, go down, take a look. Is it true? Yeah. So this is something that I can't do overseas. So I'm pretty scared about buying overseas right now. Right now. But I'm going overseas to teach people not to buy Singapore properties, but to buy their own properties using the same method, the same pattern, the same strategy, maybe a little bit of skewing to it, so that they can have passive income immediately instead of waiting for the properties 3 years, 5 years to be built.
You know, I love what you said just now with regards to if there's gold to be found here, you buy the same thing lah. Why I so smart and whatever, right?
Yeah.
And we live in this land of opportunity, this land where we are so blessed.
Correct.
Right? So if you can find opportunity within, why not, right?
Yeah, correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That's something that I really resonate with as well. I think it's very, very important.
Correct. We stay here. Look, I mean, did your parents buy a HDB flat?
My parents did.
Yeah. So and then how much did they buy?
They bought at ridiculously low price lah.
Yeah, and then if they sell now, how much would that be? That'd be like,
exactly, absolutely. More than 6-7 times of the amount.
Correct. But my parents never.
Yeah.
My parents believe in renting flats, and I was taking advice from them. So that's error number one. Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very, very nice. So let's talk about some myths.
Okay,
right? Some
myths,
some myths. New launch, I must run, I must whack. New launch will make me money.
Yes. No.
Why not?
You Google new launch that fail, new launch that lose money. You Google, there's one whole list.
Yep.
Next year will be the year to buy new launch. But remember, hear this, but it must be new launch that was launched 3 to 4 years ago.
It needs to be new launch that launched 3 to 4 years ago.
Our clever government set a timeline to it that the developer, once they bid the land, they have 5 years to sell all the properties. If not, they'll be fined.
Okay.
So in the past, developers will keep some properties to themselves and then they'll milk for passive income and then they'll sell higher later. Now government said, no, you can't do that. So next year, a lot of the new launch properties that were launched 3-4 years ago will hit the 5 years mark.
Okay.
Now, if you are a developer and you couldn't sell, what will you do?
Liquidate.
Yeah, correct. Sell at a discount, correct?
Of course.
So next year, you have a chance to buy a new launch condo, collect key within a year at a cheaper price than the guy who queued under the hot sun.
Wow.
Than the guy that was put into a stuffy tent and then play loud music and then say, sold. And you got emotionally moved.
Yes.
And I did exactly that. In 2014, I saw a property I wanted to buy.
Yep.
It was going for 1,006. In 2016, I bought that property at 1,004 and collected key 6 months later and ran out.
Sure.
The guy who queued under the hot sun and bought at 1,006 is waiting for 1,008 to sell.
Wow.
I bought mine at 1,004. I sold at 1,006, 1,007. I get out. And I bought landed property after that.
Wow.
So this pattern is coming back.
Yep.
And next year will be a damn exciting year.
Very exciting year.
So I can't wait to tell my students about my plans for my plans next year.
Yeah. Oh, that's incredible, man. Exciting.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited to be part of it as well. Let's talk about one more myth. Industrial property is very hard to sell, Marko. Well, I want to sell, wait for 6 months, 1 year, right? Liquidity is not there. What's your answer to that?
Bullshit. Now, the best thing about buying industrial property using our method is that the rental is so high, the installment is here, and you have all this meat to spend them away.
Okay.
That means that every day you keep the property, you are being paid.
Okay.
And every day you keep the property, the loan is being paid down.
Yes.
So if you are being paid all the time,
Yeah.
are you in a hurry to sell?
I'm not in a hurry to sell.
Correct. Correct. You're not in a hurry to sell. Correct. Now, the liquidity. Now, whatever is being paid down, can you take them out? Yes, you can. You can't do that in HDB. You can do that in condo, shop house, office, and factory.
Okay.
So after a while, keeping the property for 3 to 5 years, much of the loan is being paid down.
Yeah.
Can you go to the bank and take out a chunk of the money and spend? Yes, you can. So I'm never in a hurry to sell.
Okay.
But I put all my properties for sale.
Okay.
It's like putting all the hooks in the sea
Oh,
with
you
baits.
put. Okay.
And then if a fish bite, I'll take it. If a fish don't bite,
So be it.
so be it. But I never need to fire sale them because every day I keep them, I become richer.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, the tree just got taller.
Incredible.
Yeah, the fruits just get more. So why am I in a hurry to sell?
Beautiful. Guys, I am amazed by this entire thing, right? Like, I am growing my own property journey myself,
Yes.
right? And, really, growing to be a landlord, a much more extensive landlord very, very
Correct.
soon as well.
Correct.
I've already started and
Correct.
got a few properties, after the class too, right?
Awesome.
Which has been amazing.
Within how long?
1 month.
What month? 1 month of graduation and you got 2 properties.
Yeah, two different ones already, right? So,
Awesome.
So again, I can't wait to take more action together with you guys.
Correct.
Right? And really
Correct.
see that growing as well. Can you just share briefly, right? Like when they do come for your workshop, what can they expect to learn and take away?
Oh, the first thing that they have to learn is to unlearn.
Okay.
All the myth. Freehold must buy, property must buy freehold. You must take short loan. You must tighten your belt, suffer a little bit, quickly pay up the debts. You must be debt free as fast as possible. And all these myths will be blown away. And myth about how new launch sure make money, how resi sure make money, that is another BS that you got to take it out most of the time. And then if you can show us your cash in liquid, we will show you how to buy different kind of properties to grow up first, and then from then on to have generational wealth.
Wow.
Yes.
Incredible.
A lot of unlearning before you learn new things.
That's
a
true,
lot,
that's
a
true.
lot. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is key. You will learn to love debts.
Yes.
Good debts.
Learn to love good.
Yes.
Yeah.
You will learn to create a vehicle where you buy something and other people go to work to pay down your debts.
Yeah.
You will learn to hire
Yeah.
talented people.
Yeah.
When I say hire, that means my tenants. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Like, this one cannot go on online. Is it okay? Cannot go onto the air. Is it okay? Like tenants like Stanford Tires.
Okay.
If you have Stanford Tires to your tenants, do you like it or not?
Of course.
A Jolley Bean, cool or not?
Sure.
City Chain Watch, cool or not?
Of course.
Yeah, so you pick all these guys.
Yeah,
So these are talents that go to work for you
Absolutely.
to pay down your debts,
For sure.
to give you a good life.
Yeah.
Then never ask for MC.
That's MC as well.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very, very exciting journey, guys. I learned so much. And I think what Marko said was so true, right? There was a lot of unlearning
Yes.
so that you can really, truly install the right beliefs
Yes.
to get to the next level.
Correct.
Right. And one of the things that I truly believe in my own life is this: you really want to copy the rich to be rich, lah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And that's the name of your classes.
Correct,
right?
correct.
Copy.
Yeah. No need to figure it out.
Right,
Yeah.
you gotta copy the rich to be rich. You gotta hang around with the rich, and then you understand exactly how to get there. Right, like that's the secret.
Yeah.
Right, the rich, they leave clues to success. Find out these clues and exactly what they're doing. Copy what they do to get to where you want to be, guys.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So important. Right. So guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video with Marko so far. I know I've learned plenty. There's so many tips for 2024, which is going to be a very, very exciting year. Right. Make sure you guys do click on the link below, attend his workshop, be a part of his entire community as well. I can promise you it's been an absolutely amazing journey for me, and I can't wait to see y'all on my next episode. Marko, one final thing, right? If there's one final piece of advice you can share with my audience out here who are looking to get into property, what would that be?
A lot of cash have moved into Singapore. The banks are rich. Do you think the banks will be giving out good property loans?
Sure.
Take them.
Okay.
Find good properties, find good tenants. You got loans, you got tenants, you got properties.
Awesome.
Your life will be naturally easy.
So Marko, I'm sure a lot of people have been very enlightened, very inspired by this episode, right? Can you share with them how can they actually follow you and on your journey? Yeah.
Oh, they can follow us through our Facebook and then also through Instagram.
Okay, awesome. So the links are down below on his Facebook, Marko and Friends, on Instagram, on Facebook. Make sure you follow Marko, his exciting journey. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video so far, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, right, if you do want to learn how to propel your property forward, your property journey forward in 2024, make sure you click on the link down below to register for its upcoming workshop as well,
Yes.
so that you make literally millions of dollars in the next coming few years ahead, right? So again, thank you so much, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and please let us know if you have any questions for Marko in the comment section down below as well. Till next time, thank you very much, guys. Bye-bye.